Nimekopa mingi sana, nimekopa Tala, nimekopa Mshwari, nimekopa Branch.
Kenyans are now increasingly getting concerned over the inability to meet routine costs, including food purchases and rent, with most of them reporting that they are no longer eligible to acquire loans since they have defaulted, attributable to the harsh economic times.
Tumejaribu kulipa lakini hailipiki. Ukija ukimbia hapa, haupati kitu. Mwenyewe yataka hesabu ya tuktuk, wewe mwenyewe unataka ya kwenda nyumbani, fare, chakula kama lunch haipatikani.
Corona, hauna pesa, hauna kazi, uwezi kupata nini sana kutumia, uende ukachukue zile pesa. Ukishazichukua hizo pesa, na hii corona utalipaje?
The demand for loans, especially from digital lenders, has to this end skyrocketed, brought about by the ballooning financial technology fintech industry.
What has happened now is that instead of 5% of people defaulting, it's close to 40% of people defaulting. Like that's what has happened on our platform, Shika, right? Meaning that 60% of people are still paying on time, so it's still the majority, but because 40% have defaulted, the business is not sustainable.
According to the Digital Lenders Association Dlak Director and CEO of Alternative Cycle, Kevin Mutiso, the ability to bridge the gap for Kenyans without formal bank accounts or whose incomes are not stable enough to borrow from formal financial institutions propelled the business to the top.
That ability to disburse money digitally to someone without having to be there physically reduced the cost for lending, but also improved the experience for the customer.
Even with the increase in access to digital loans, questions on high interest rates and pricing still abound. The digital lenders, however, say they are not opposed to the regulations by CBK, but are recommending that the rules ensure sustainability of the financial market.
When we are pricing the loans and when we are analyzing the pricing of loans, we need to be aware of the different uses of money. And I'll give an example of housing. An apartment can be used either as an Airbnb or as a residential unit. The way you price an Airbnb per night and the way you price the monthly rate for somebody who's taking a year-long lease is fundamentally different. In the informal sector, the trading cycles are 1 day, 2 day, 7 day, 15 day at max, right? So our customers don't need the money for 12 months. They need the money for 2 days. And so that's how we price. The second thing, because there are certain systemic issues that we need to solve through regulation, we are finding that the cost of lending is also very high. And once we solve those systemic issues, the pricing will definitely come down. And that's why we're so excited by the fact that regulation is on the horizon.
And following the outbreak of the COVID-19 pandemic, Kenyans seeking to acquire loans for the first time could no longer access owing to the risks involved.
Because now we fear lending to just anyone, so we don't take new customers, right, which is a bad thing. And then we only lend to the best of the best, right? So even that 60% that I'm talking about, we reduce the people who have access to loans to almost 5%, right? So now we now stop lending to 100, we only lend to the top 5, the cream of the cream of the people who pay loans on time.
Kenya has been touted by analysts as a center of technological innovation from which novel financial offerings have emerged, with mobile company Safaricom's M-Pesa said to have played a key role in bridging the financial gap between the formal and the informal sector. Linda Koskei, K24 Business.